Yes, it's me, Sugar Sports Time is back, the boxing professor, Sugar Ray. And Muhammad Ali versus Mike Tyson, obviously they're from a different generation, and it is always misunderstood, and it's always going to be gospel to who would win that fight. But in my understanding and preference, let me go through 3 pointers. I'm just bringing them out as I think right now. It's very difficult. I could say many different ways, and I've absorbed in many different ways of what I think would happen in this fight. But for me, as somebody with my own point of view from this, I would say that they have a very equal ability and equal talent, in their own forms. Ali with the movement, the foot movement, the angles, and, the durability. That's where a big question lies. Is incredible, gospel, unknown, inhuman. In my opinion, he was the most durable fighter in boxing history. And he really was something incredible, I'm almost like blown to smithereens of how durable he was. And Mike Tyson, obviously, the defense, the power, the speed, the meanness, the multi-talentedness he had. But with him, what makes it that you can really make this actually a fight is a lot of sluggers, they don't have that kind of defense. So this is what makes it more guillotine, is that this could be a good fight because he had that both movement, defense. Usually sluggers don't have that, and they're more steady. Maybe they hit hard, but he had that. So the work ethic for them both getting together is something that is insurmountable. It's crazy that how perfectly matched they are. The short slugger against the tall master boxer. What more do you want, with Ali's personality traits, the voice, the interfusing of galactical thoughts. Mike Tyson's more, laid back. Maybe he's a more abusive at times, but the real Mike was more quite quiet and just used intimidation. But with that, it won't work with Muhammad Ali. He just tried to flip that around. But if they had a fight, it'd be a good duration fight back in the day before a lot of boxers did fall apart when they had 15 rounds. It could be at 12, 13, 14, 15. That's when deaths were occurring as well. So they are 12 rounds. But with me, I'd like to put it into that gospel of 15 rounds. And in that 15 rounds, I would say, okay, you put them in their prime. Remember, when you look at their prime, Mike Tyson's best win, right, in his whole career was against, his main win, very pivotal win, was against Michael Spinks when they fought. Because when he fought Michael Spinks, that was the period where it was just a very brilliantly executed. His main win, very pivotal win, was against Michael Spinks when they fought. Because when he fought Michael Spinks, that was the period where it was just a very brilliantly executed, and his prime years were really building. But then problems started to kick in after that. He would have even reached a more of a pinnacle of a prime. And that's what was going on. Obviously, the area before that was incredible, but the pinnacle of the prime would have been reached, and it would have been actually documented even more. But then, the problems kick in and everything else. And then he had the second kind of aspect of his career, but that's when it's pivotal. For Muhammad Ali, what we saw, the amazing fight, was with Cleveland Williams. That is something that is magic. It is magic, beautiful. Look at the foot speed. The heavyweight, it feels like watching a glorious movie. So their pinnacles were then. And after that, obviously, there was the exile from the not going into the military and things like that, which was unfair. And that took him somewhere else as well. But say you could just put them together at that pinnacle, well, I've just mentioned, and put them together to fight at that pinnacle, maybe a little bit further even. So we know this is a peak area that they fight. I believe this would happen in that fight over 15 rounds. Ali's movement, Ali's timing, Ali's reflex, would be a big player in his movement and his angles, and how he's hopping in different barometers over the ring, would be a big player in his movement and his angles, and how he's hopping in different barometers over the ring, And he's somebody, if you get him against the ropes, he can take it to the body like he showed with George Foreman's brutality. And in pure power, it's more than Mike Tyson, right? Yeah, but he was holding it back like that. When you have that as well, it's quite remarkable. But really, a lot of it would be Tyson had the speed, and he had the foot speed in his own way to get closer to him. But Ali's something, he's got the style to sort of jolt, hold at a certain time, move him at a certain time, stick him out to the left, stick him out to the right, move this. Tyson's a good spell could be through body shots and uppercuts, which was probably his most millennium punch. That body shot and the uppercut, this is what he'd be looking at and body punching. With Ali, the jab, the movement, the drills he puts into it, and it's constant. It's not him that is always completely prepared, but his willpower was so incredible that he could keep fighting under the willpower of just himself going pop, 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 pop. You know, not when they're thinking, oh, God, I worked so hard for this. To him, it doesn't matter. He'll get in the ring and his willpower will just keep going and going and going. So if they both fought, Mike Tyson might even put him down. Yeah, that he'll, for a good combination punch, which he was a good combination puncher. Might be thinking Muhammad Ali would have got up. Yeah, he would have got up and reacted. Yeah, still, and then carried on. And to me, if I look at it, yeah, I would say over 15 rounds. Yeah, remember, I'm cutting to the chase with this. I could keep talking a lot more, but I'm just talking by myself, and I'm just talking what I think. There's loads of other angles and aspects I can do, but it'll carry on for millenniums, me speaking about it. If you're actually watching, if you are, thank you. And with me, over 15 rounds, yeah, I'm just going to be like this. Muhammad Ali would win, right? Muhammad Ali in 15 rounds would win 10 rounds to 5. He wins 10, Mike wins 5. Or it could go Ali wins 9, a maximum, Mike wins 6. Yeah, Mike wins 6. 10 rounds to Ali, 5 rounds to Tyson, or 9 rounds to Ali, 6 rounds to Tyson, and it would go the distance. And if anybody was going to stop anybody, yeah, Muhammad Ali would stop him later. He wouldn't stop him, and he's the first one to admit that you don't stop him. Yeah, it wouldn't happen. But really, on the decision, I'm going to say it again, yeah, 10 rounds, yeah, you listen, right, 10 rounds to Ali, 5 rounds to Mike Tyson, or 9 rounds to Ali, 6 rounds to Tyson. Thank you very much for listening. I'm Sugar Ray, yeah, Sugar Sports Time, the boxing professor, specialist analyst, and thank you for listening, and please enjoy my videos. And there's going to be many, many of them, me talking about boxing in various different forms. So take care, have a lovely day, God bless, peace out.